Okay, so let's solve this question. It is a C program that is given over here and we have to consider it, right? And the value printed by the C program is being asked, and this is a NAD type question. It would not have any negative marking, so do attempt, right? And now with that being present, so this main function, that is where the control is going to start. There is only one output producing function over here, and that is going to produce an integer type quantity because this format specifier is for an integer, right? And this gate is going to return us the quantity which is going to be printed, right? And this gate function, as you can see, does not have any printf command. It does not have any output producing commands, output producing statements, right? So this is not going to produce any output. The only whatever it returns is going to be printed directly because it returns an integer type quantity, right? So it's very simple. And n, the quantity n that it is going to start with is given as 14362, right? This is the quantity with which we are starting, right? Right over here we are basically setting the quantity of new num and turn as 0 and t is set to 1, right? These are the basic things which were set up. After this while iteration was started, right? And that is going to do what it is going to do. It is going to multiply t with 10 until t becomes greater than your n, right? Because this part is until t is less than n, less than or equal to n, multiply it by 10, right? So right now it was 1, we multiplied by 10 is still small, we multiplied it by 10, it is still small, multiply by 10, right? Right now it is still smaller than n, so multiply one more time, right? So what is this quantity? This quantity is nothing but 10 raised to the power of 5, right? This is what t is going to become. Now after this while loop was done, they divided t by 10 and removed one of the zeros, right? Okay, then what? This while statement is going to run till t is greater than 0, right? Right now it is greater than 0, so it is going to come inside, control is going to come inside of this while loop, and then we're going to start, right? We're going to take d as n divided by t, right? So if you were to divide this whole quantity by this quantity, what are you going to get? You're going to get 1.43 and something, but obviously as d is your integer type quantity, all this point part is going to go away, and only this 1 is going to be left with d, right? This is 1 is going to be left with d, that is all, right? This n is going to become what? N is going to become, if n percentage t, this basically symbol basically means that if you were to divide n by t, the remainder is going to be the result, right? This quantity means that, right? This is the remainder producing operator, right? So if I were to divide this quantity by this quantity, what is going to be the remainder? This whole part, 4362, right? So n becomes 4362 and this one part is cut, right? Okay, fine, no problems. Now t is divided by 10, so this has become 1 less. Okay, now turn is given as 0, right? So let's write over here, turn is given as 0 and it is currently holding the value of 0, right? So this if statement is not going to be run, right? Fine. And this turn is going to become what? 0 plus 1 is going to become what? 1 remainder operator 2 is going to give you 1 only, right? So turn becomes from 0 to 1. Very good, that is very fine, and nothing is basically happened. Your new number is still 0, right? That is not affected. So new num whatever it was is basically still 0, right? Let's go to the second iteration. Now t is greater than 0, yeah, 1000 is greater than 0. Now d is going to become what? This whole number divided by this whole number is going to give you what? 4 point something, and that is going to become 4. So this is going to become 4. N is going to become what? This particular operator is going to basically remove this 4 from here also, right? T is going to become what? 1 0 is removed. Okay, turn is 1, so this particular statement is going to be run, right? New number is going to become what? New number 10 times 0 is basically 0 plus d, right? And what is d? D is 4, so new number becomes 4, right? So this is going to become 4, right? After that turn becomes what? Turn becomes 0. Why? Because 1 plus 1 is going to give us 2, 2 remainder function 2 is going to give us 0, so turn again becomes 0. right? Then the second iteration come over here, right? This d is going to become what? It is going to become 3. N is going to become what? 3 is going to be removed from here. T is going to become what? 1, 0 is removed, right? Turn is basically 0, so that is not going to happen, and turn is going to become 1 again, right? And then the another iteration come. T is still greater than 0. 10 is greater than 0. Yes. D is going to become what? D is going to become 6. N is going to become 2. T is going to become 1. Turn is as 1 over here, so new number is going to become what? New number currently was 4. So 4 times 10 is 40. 40 plus D is 46, right? 46 is going to become, and turn is going to become 0 again. Then the next iteration, basically D is going to become 2, N is going to become 0. No, not really. Yes, it is going to become 0 only, because anything divided by 1 is going to give us 0 as remainder, right? So that part is done, and T is going to become what? 1 divided by 10 is going to become 0, right? So T becomes 0 at the end, right? And with that, your turn is currently 0, right? So this part is not going to be executed, and turn is going to become 1, but it does not really matter. At the end it was 1, fine. And then we are basically returning from this function. The control is dropping from this function, and that is going to give us the quantity of new num, and that is 46, right? And 46 is going to be printed from over here because of this. Very simple. And the answer is going to be 46, right? This was a numerical answer type question. It was a 2-mark question, and I do hope that you must have been able to follow along with this question. And coding type questions require you have the capacity, patience, and strength of following along the narrative, so that you can basically at every single point follow along. Yeah, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, in a mechanical sort of way, right? So practice is the only way when it comes to coding, right? And I do hope that you learn something, and I will see you in the next video.